Okay. I'll try to get some stuff done today. Can't make any promises, but I will work on it tomorrow and Wednesday, because I have my 2 days off. Let's see, where did I... Okay, this is where I ended off. Alright. After leaving the Adventurers Guild behind, we headed for the city gates. Part of the reason was because Fel said that he wanted to go hunting. It was true that we'd been cooped up in the city for the past several days, and so it was decided for us to go. While Fel was hunting, I'd be free, so I was planning to try out the method of making sausages that I'd heard from Alesh yesterday. Stopping at a butcher's on the way out, I picked out some salt-pickled white sheep just like I was told to by Alesh. The price was pretty low, so I bought a lot. Now then, let us go. Yeah, we're off. This time, Dora-chan will be accompanying Fel on his hunt. Apparently, Dora-chan needed some exercise. Oh, he was a wild monster before we met him, at least in name. Isn't it if he didn't move around enough, it caused him stress? Wait a second. If you're both going, you should have this. I got the magic bag out of my item box and hung it around Fel's neck. We're leaving Dolan tomorrow, so having them butchered into meat, we'll have to wait until the next town, so you don't have to get that much. Or rather, make sure you guys control yourselves. Fine. What? But I wanted to hunt a lot to make up for all the exercise I need. Why are you guys so gung-ho about hunting? You know we don't need that much. Okay then, make sure you guys don't stay out too long. I know. I got it. With those words, Fel and Dora-chan dashed off into the forest. Now then, let's start making those sausages. Truthfully, I've actually made caseless sausages before. Those tasted great, so I did think that I wanted to someday try making real case sausages. And so I looked up sites that taught methods for making case sausages several times. I was planning on using these memories to make those sausages. Every site warned against letting the temperature get too high when kneading the ground meat. If the temperature got too high, the meat would dry out and refuse to come together, which would ruin the taste. Apparently, the perfect temperature for kneading ground meat is lower than 10 degrees. I remember that, and that was why Sui was here. Right now, I can get any number of heat-resistant cooking tools, and so do your best, Sui. Sui, can you make this? And also, I showed Sui the larger bowl I customarily used, and also drew plans for a metal mouthpiece to use for piping the sausages. I asked Sui to make several of the bowls. Got it. I didn't have a physical example of the class, but it was a simple thing, so Sui got it just from my explanation. When I handed over the mithril ore, Sui quickly finished the bowl and a metal mouthpiece for piping the sausages. Thanks, Sui! Now then, first I need to make the ground meat. I started running orc meat through the mithril mincer. The ground meat was being dumped into the mithril bowl that Sui had just made. Turning the handle, I ground out more and more meat. Woo, this should be good enough. After this, I still need to buy some spices and more cooking tools through the online supermarket. I had salt, sugar, and lemon juice, bottled, so I bought coarsely ground black pepper, herb salt, and a piping bag to use when stuffing the intestines into the casing. This time I was planning to make 2 flavors, coarsely ground black pepper flavor and herb lemon flavor. First step is desalinating the white sheep intestines, right? Someone actually made a comment that he's using the online supermarket as a crutch instead of doing like what mine did in the sense of bookworm and make the food better. I mean, sure, he could try that, but he doesn't have a lot to work with when it comes to, like, spice and stuff. That's why he has to get it from the online supermarket, because it either doesn't exist in this world, or it's very, very hard to get. That's why most people in this world stick to salt and black pepper, because that's what they have to work with. So it's kind of very hard to do good food when just all you have is salt and pepper. Yes, salt and pepper is good to have, but that's why other, spices and everything exist, to add more flavor. So it's kind of hard to do when you don't have a lot to work with. And yes, herbs exist, but not probably every herb exists. And thus, like I said, it's limiting what he can do, because he doesn't know where to find certain herbs and stuff, what they're even called if they have a different name, or where to even find them. But yeah, I can understand why you'd be annoyed by that, but at the same time, he's kind of working with what little he can. Mine was able to because, well, she got into nobility and was... Never mind. Yes. Then again, she kind of had the same issue, but at the same time, it's just, that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to avoid standing out too much. Because, you know, he doesn't want the nobles to come after him. After rinsing the intestines with water to wash off the salt, I let them soak in a bowl of water for a while. Meanwhile, I seasoned the ground meat and kneaded in the flavors. This is the most important part. The ice water is necessary to keep the temperature from going up, so I made it with more ice than water. The ice, which I had felt produced beforehand, was stored in my item box. First step is the coarsely ground black pepper flavor. Pour the ice water with the ice still inside into the mithril bowl. Pour the ground meat inside, along with some salt, sugar, and coarsely ground pepper, and knead until it became sticky. It's surprising that you're supposed to put the ice water directly in the bowl, but it looks like that's in order to cool the meat. Of course, only a limited amount of water is used, just enough to coat the surface of the ice. All that's left is to cool your hands with the ice and knead the meat, apparently. It's a bit hard since it's so cold, but I power through it. It seems like the most important part of this step is to knead while not letting the meat's temperature rise. Throw away the rest of the ice and temporarily store the ground meat in my item box while it's still cold. Using the same method, I made ground meat flavored with herb salt and lemon juice for an herb lemonade flavor. With this, I'm done preparing the ground meat. All that's left is to pack in the desalinated white sheep intestines. First, attach the meat mouthpiece that Sui made to the piping bag. Then insert the mouthpiece into the end of the sheep's intestines and reel the intestines in so that the mouthpiece is inserted completely. Fill the piping bag with the flavored ground meat while making sure that there are no pockets of air inside and squirt out just a little through the mouthpiece, then clean up that section. Apparently that's in order to make sure no air gets in when you're filling the intestines. Once that's done, pull on the intestines that are attached to the bag and tie off the end again while being careful not to rip the intestines and continue to fill the casings. Once the meat is packed in, add a little bit of space to the end and tie it off at an appropriate length before spinning the sausage around several times. After cutting the spot where the casing is twisted, the sausage is complete. I repeated that process several times and made a large amount of sausages in both flavors. For now, I put the finished sausages in a lidded plastic container before throwing it all in my item box. The sausage is pure, fresh sausage that hasn't been boiled. If I remember correctly, cooking it in a pan might cause the casing to break, so I should slowly cook it on a grill instead. Yeah, seems perfect for barbecue. If I'm using a barbecue grill, then just having sausages might seem kind of dull. Let's prepare some other meat too, I guess. When we ate barbecue yesterday, we added the tare on top to eat, but maybe this time I'll marinate it in the tare. Tare, whatever. First, I need to buy the ingredients for the tare from my online supermarket. I already had soy sauce, sugar, and cooking sake. I don't know. So I added garlic, onions, ground sesame seeds in a pack, sesame oil, and 100% apple juice to the cart. This time I'd be grating raw garlic, because for pickling, raw garlic is better. Then I minced the onions, adding soy sauce, sugar, sake, grated garlic, minced onions, ground sesame oil, and apple juice is a secret ingredient in a bowl, and mixing it all together completed the pickling tare. Then add in the bloody horn bull meat, lightly massage in the flavor, and wrap the bowl, and let it soak for around 20 minutes. Do the same thing for orc meat. The sun's set pretty far now, so Fel and Dorichan should be back before long. Guess I should start getting the barbecue grill ready. First, I should get the charcoal. I bought the charcoal with my skill. Bringing out the order-made barbecue grill from my item box, I put the charcoal into the drawer and lit it. I started slowly grilling the sausages I had just made on the grill. The grilling sausages released an appetizing fragrance. Flipping them, I made sure to thoroughly grill all the sausages. I felt my shoulder getting heavier. Sui had gotten on before I noticed. Smells good. Yeah, it does. The sear marks are really not looking nice, so it should be just about done. When I tried splitting one open, I found that the insides were cooked thoroughly. It was finished. Let's see a taste. Oh, delicious! The meat was really juicy, and since I made sure that the flavor was a bit stronger than usual, it could be served as it was. Aw, man, Sui wants to eat too. Here, try some. Picking up one of my tongs, I handed the sausages over to Sui. Ah, delicious! The meat juice comes bursting out from inside this thin skin. It was the first time making case sausages for me. It's great that it turned out well. Ah, why are you guys eating first? I will not forgive you for eating without us. I just had it tasted. Good God. Y'all act like we were just sitting there eating without y'all. Actually, we kind of were, but still. Oh, looks like Fel and Dorichan came back at the perfect time. No, I'm telling you, I just finished making this, so we were just taste testing it. More importantly, how were your results? We did moderately well. What did not fit in the magic bag we left over there. Following Fel's line of sight, I saw 2 huge monsters on their side. What? I tried blinking rapidly several times before looking back at the scene, but as I thought, it didn't change. That's a rhino and a saber-toothed tiger, right? When I tried appraising them, the rhino was a dim gray rhino, and the saber-toothed tiger was just the same, a saber-toothed tiger. Both of them were A-rank monsters. I did tell you to keep it in moderation, right? No, you know it was there, so we just... It's fine, isn't it? I was the one that got the saber-toothed tiger. Aren't I great? Phil, don't just me. Also, Dorichin, you don't have to act that smug. Well, let's just leave hearing about the rest of your success for after our meal. Let's eat first. Oh, that is a great idea. We're hungry after all that hunting, after all. Sure, I'll be opening up that magic bag after, though. I plated the finished sausages and served them to my 3 familiars. This is delicious. I feel like I could eat an infinite number of these. Uh-oh. Just snapping open the thin skin, the meat juices inside come flooding out. This is great. The meat juices just burst out. It's delicious. Suey loves this. Oh man, these sausages are getting rave reviews. It's great that I went with these. I tried some more of the coarsely ground black pepper flavor I just ate, as well as the herb lemon flavor sausages. Oh, this one's great too. The smell of the herbs and the lemon passes through my sinuses. This one gets a refreshing sort of flavor. If one were to name a drink that would pair well with this, it's gotta be this. I bought some beer from the online supermarket. This time I chose A Company's dry beer, black variety. After immediately cracking it open and gulping some down, I smoothly took another bite of the sausages. And then another draught. Glug, glug, glug. So good. Since it's a cleansing beer that goes down easily, it pairs great with the sausages. This is bad. It feels like I can keep eating this combo forever. And while I was absorbed in those thoughts, the demand for more came from the others. I plated more sausages for them. Let's start grilling the marinated bloody horn bowl and orc beet next. As I laid the meat down on the grill, the fragrant smell of cooking meat tickled my nose. Ah, what a good smell. After flipping the meat and grilling it some more, it should be good now. Let's try a bit. And down it goes. Yeah, this teriyaki tastes great. I've made it several times, but the sweet and spicy flavor with the taste of the sesame works so well. It's great. After plating the finished bloody horn bowl and orc meat on a different plate, I served them to my familiars. Here, the meat's done. Oh, this one also smells great. I can still keep going. Meat! Seems like they're all still going strong, judging by how they're chomping down on that meat. Yeah, charcoal grilling is great, right? I'll eat too. This one goes great with black beer as well. Everyone had thoroughly enjoyed the meat until they were done. With the meat finished and after the cleaning up of the grill and other stuff was done, it was time to open up the magic bag. Uh-oh. Let's see how this goes. What came out was a dim gray rhino and a black serpent, a giant dodo, and 2 cockatrices. This makes 2 dim gray rhinos. Can you not even eat rhinos? Hey, are these dim gray rhinos edible? When I asked, Fel waffled. No, well... dim gray rhino meat is tough. You can't eat it. And Fel still got 2 of them. If we talk about hunting inedible monsters, did you not also hunt one, Dora? The saber-toothed tiger's meat is too smelly to eat. Oh, you got called out. You know, I'd really like you two to keep it to monsters we can eat if you have to go hunting. I understand. Yeah, got it. No, I mean, what with the dungeon, we already have more than enough money, so monsters that can only be sold for materials aren't of much use. Edible monsters are much more useful to us right now. I guess the dim gray rhinos and the saber-toothed tiger can just sleep in my item box for now. I'll turn the black serpent, giant dodo, and cockatrices into meat at the next town. Now then, it's about time we went back to town. We made our way through the dim streets of the evening back to town. It was finally time. Tomorrow we would make our way to the town of Nejoff. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Are they going to get out? Is the question. Gossip, 3 heroes, escape from the kingdom 2. Aaron had tried to put the dominance bracelet on Kanan. We managed to put it off this time, but there wouldn't be a next. Kanan and I stayed vigilant, aiming for a chance for us to run. After some time, that chance arrived. It happened while we were out hunting monsters in the name of leveling up, as usual. The request we'd taken from the Adventurers Guild was to exterminate some ogres that had recently started showing up near a road leading to the capital. There was only one stray ogre that appeared, so the extermination concluded without any problems. It was during our return from the trip. On our way back, all of a sudden, a huge wolf suddenly blocked our path. Grrr. Ah, that's an A-ranked great wolf. Why is it here? Anyway, we have to defeat it. Leonard, Aaron, and Louise all readied their weapons. From their reactions and the fact that it was an A-ranked monster, I could tell it was really dangerous. It was probably at the level where we would somehow be able to beat it if all of us worked together. to fight it. Kaito, Kanon, Rio, your magic. Leonard raised his voice and the three of us started chanting our magics. O blazing ball of fire, burn mine enemies. As we started our chants, the great wolf came at us at a terrifying speed. The moment the great wolf jumped on us, I heard a shouting voice from beside me. When I looked that way, Rio's left arm had disappeared from the elbow down. Uh-oh, that's not good in general, but two, it's kind of good at the same time because someone actually did mention in the comment section when I got to the part where dominance bracelet stuff popped up, that is it bad for me to want them to cut the hand off to get it off? I'm like, yeah, that could be an option, but at the same time, would you be able to put it back on? Because if you took it off and then tried to reattach it without the bracelet, would you be able to do it with healing magic? Is the problem. The Great Wolf uses wind magic. Quickly, shoot your magic. I heard a voice shouting at us. It was most likely Aaron. The Great Wolf, hearing that voice, aimed for the three knights instead next. This was a chance for us. We could take Rio, who lost the bracelet, along with her arm, with us. Kanon, heal Rio. I immediately start chanting magic. Oh, blaring ball of fire, burn mine enemies to nothing. Fireball. Oh, raging arrow of fire, pierce through mine enemies. Fire arrow. After unleashing a fireball, I also followed up with the strongest attack spell I had at the moment, a fire arrow. The spells exploded on the spot where the Great Wolf and the three knights were. Kanon, Rio, let's run while we can. When I told them that Rio, who was unsteady on her feet, and Kanon, who was supporting Rio, started forcing their way through the forest along with me. We just recklessly moved our feet to go forward. While we were running, I talked to Rio. Rio, are you alright? Rio's face was colored bluish-white, and it didn't seem like she could reply. However, her arm's bleeding was already stopped, and some new skin had already formed on the stump. I used one of our potions and also a healing spell, and somehow managed to stop the bleeding. I don't think she'll die. Kanon's then was the one that replied. Kanon, at any rate, we need to head west. We'll run west and into the kingdom of Marvale. Got it. The kingdom of Reidsieger's capital was basically right in the middle of its territory. This was the road leading south of the capital. If we just head west from where we are, we should be able to make it into the kingdom of Marvale. I also snuck out a compass-like magic tool item from the capital with us. At any rate, we went west. As we desperately moved our legs to go further, Rio's legs finally gave out and she fell without power. It seemed like she lost consciousness due to the loss of blood. I carried the unconscious Rio on my back. Kanon, no matter what, we head west. Right now, we need to gain some distance at all costs. Yes, let's hurry. Wordlessly, we moved west through the forest. At that time, I shot my fireball and fire arrows at both the Grey Wolf and the three knights. The spells exploded where they landed, and the entire area was wreathed in fire. It was possible that right there I killed not only the Great Wolf, but all three of those knights. I doubt that you killed the knights. You might have at least damaged the Great Wolf. I don't think you would have outright killed it, because I highly doubt you're strong enough to take out an A-rank monster yet. But, yeah. It'd just be an excuse, but I was desperate that if we stayed in that country, both Kanon and I would also be treated like slaves. Surely we would have been forced into wars and made to fight right at the tip of the spear. That was clear from the way they only sought combat ability from heroes. I definitely didn't want to spend the rest of my life as a slave like that. Kanon probably also knew what I just did, but she didn't say anything. That's just how desperate we were. It'd take a hard pass on being used by Reidsieger as they please, as if I'd ever accept being a slave. Kanon and I frantically moved west in a bid to escape. When it got dark, we decided to spend the night in the cavity of a large tree. Having had a dinner of some black bread and water out of the food stocks we'd accumulated in our item boxes, Kanon and I decided to trade off turns to be on guard. I'll be first. I'll make sure you rest when you can. I know, wake me up when it's time to switch. I strained my eyes, staring into the darkness of the night. Every once in a while, I would hear the cry of some animal. I'll never allow us to be caught. My small voice echoed really loudly, and I'll definitely protect you two. It was something like my determination. At first, I was going to abandon Rio, using the excuse that there was nothing we could do. However, the bracelet disappeared, and like that, we managed to run together. Rio lost her arm, but even that might go back the way it was. There might be some kind of potion or magic to replace a lost arm. As long as we keep living past this point, we could just try to find something like that. Like this, we managed to run away, all three of us together. I'll definitely protect these two. After a slightly longer than planned shift, I switched with Kanon and rested myself. The next morning, I woke up to find Rio also awake. Rio, are you alright? Yes, somehow. Do you remember what happened? When I asked, Rio said that she did, kind of. Apparently, after Leonard slipped the dominant bracelet on her, she started getting attacked by this feeling that she wasn't herself after about 3 days. She started readily saying things she'd normally never say, and she had this kind of weird, hazy sense that she wasn't herself, like she was just watching a movie the whole time. The bracelet you put on Rio, apparently that was a dominance bracelet. Once you put that on, you'd follow the orders of the person that's the master of the item, and it seems that only the master can take the bracelet off. I see, so that's why as soon as I put that bracelet on, I started listening to everything Leonard said. We won't become anything like slaves. Never. He's right, Kaito, Rio, and I, all three of us will run away. As long as we get to the Kingdom of Marvale, we will be able to make things work. Yeah, because the Kingdom of Marvale is just about to go to war with this country. Even if it's found out that we're heroes summoned from another world, I don't think they'd send us back to this country. Especially if you begged. You definitely wouldn't want to go back. But I'm missing an arm. I'll just drag you guys down with me. What are you saying? As if that would ever be the case. You're great with magic, right, Rio? Do you need your arm to use magic? You can fight just fine without your arm, right? Also, you're by far the best at healing magic, aren't you, Rio? Right, it'd be no good if you weren't around to use healing magic, Rio. We're going to the Kingdom of Marvale together. Kaito, come on. Let's all go to the Kingdom of Marvale no matter what. Yes. Yeah. We swear to each other to get to the Kingdom of Marvale together no matter what. Okay, that was a short one, but I'm glad that they were able to find a chance to get away. Here's hoping they get there safely. And it'd be great if the three of them could run into Makoto as well. Then they'd really get protection. Because who'd be able to stand to him? And his familiars. Really anybody. Chapter 5, Arrival at the town of Niyof. I was riding on Fell's back as we made our way down the road. This morning we left Dolan. For some reason, Elrond was waiting at the gates making trouble by saying things like, Dora-chan, and you know what? I really will go with you. But we somehow managed to get him to back down before we left. The next town will be Niyof. If I remember correctly, it was a town of pottery, and there was a lot of ceramic workshops around. Pottery, huh? I'm looking forward to it. It might be nice if I could find a lot of different dinnerware and cutlery in Niyof? I'm gonna say Niyof. It's fine. Let's thoroughly sightsee in this place. Hey, it's about time to stop for food. Indeed, let us. The sun was at its highest point, so it's about time for lunch. We stopped at the side of the road for a break. Food, food! Dora-chan said while flying around before finally coming to a stop next to Fell. Food! Sui also jumped out of my shoulder bag. Now then, what should I make? This and that with all sorts of ground meat, I guess. First up, I needed some seaweed, white sesame, and eggs. I piled some steamed rice into the deep dishes and spread some shredded seaweed on top. And on top of that, I added the minced meat I made before, leaving a small cavity in the middle. There I added an egg yolk before sprinkling some white sesame on it too. On it to finish off the minced meat bowl. Everyone ate a lot, so I gave them 2 yolks each. Oh, let's plate up some of these meat-stuffed peppers I made before too. Food! As soon as I said that and put on the dishes, everyone jumped on them. Oh, the yolks mixed in here make it pretty good. As for this green container is not needed. That's right, Fel, the yolks round out the flavor. By green container, does he mean the peppers? It's stuffed peppers, so it wouldn't be anything without the peppers. I mean, he could eat the peppers. The salty sweet meat and the egg go great together. The fragrance of these white bits brings out even more flavor, and the salty sweet flavor is great here too. The sesame makes for a great accent, right, Dora-chan? Sorry for making both of them basically the same flavor. I mean, this kind of flavor pairs with rice the best, but it just ended up that way. It might have been good to just bake the meat-stuffed peppers and eat it with ketchup. Ew. Sui loves this meat and eggs. It's delicious. I know, because Sui loves meat and eggs, right? Isn't the mixture of the egg yolks and minced meat great? Yeah, seeing you all enjoyed this so much makes cooking it all worth it. Looking at everyone chowing down, there's some sort of sense of accomplishment. Now that I should dig in too. The minced meat bowl is... yeah, it's good. As I thought the eggs were a good idea. The salty sweet minced meat is rounded out by the mixed in egg yolks. There's no way this wouldn't go great with rice. The meat stuffed peppers are also the same flavor, so that one pairs with rice too. More! Give me more of this too. I served up another serving of minced meat bowl and meat stuffed peppers to Fel and Sui, as well as another minced meat bowl for Dora-chan too. Fel and Sui also had several more servings after that. After the meal, we all took a small break while I drank some tea, and everyone else enjoyed cider. Now then, it's about time to go. Indeed. Once again, climbing onto Fel's back, we set off towards Niyof. 5 days after we left Dolan, we were making good progress in our travels. According to Fel, we should reach Niyof before evening tomorrow. We are stopping around here for today. Yeah. The sun was just about to set, so we would be camping here for today. While I was preparing dinner, a merchant caravan with its accompanying guard of adventurers stopped on the road. Then they pulled their carriages to the side of the road alongside us, and the coachman got down from his seat. Would it be okay for us to camp alongside you? Go right ahead. They weren't exactly in our way, so I didn't mind, but recently this stuff had been happening a lot. Somehow every time we set up camp, some merchants that were behind us pulled up and camped right next to us. Yesterday there were even 2 parties to either side. Well, it is the road leading out from the dungeon city of Dolan, so I guess this happens because there's just a lot of people around. The conversation of the merchants who set up camp next to Makota's party. There really was an adventurer with familiars. Yes, from what I heard, it looks like they were the ones who conquered the dungeon in Dolan. Looks like it. It's not like I don't trust you guys, but it's comforting to know that there's an A-ranked adventurer nearby. These familiars look really strong too. We get it already. Of course we'll keep watch too, but emotionally having an A-ranked adventurer nearby will be a huge load off. I don't think it's a bad idea to do something like this if we have the chance. Talk of the A-ranked adventurer with familiars is a hot topic among adventurers and merchants with good ears after all. If you want to make a tough journey even a little easier, there's no better way than riding on their coattails. Oh, that's why! Okay, that's why. We'd finally arrived at the town of Nijoff. It was probably because of the shiny new A-ranked Adventurers Guild card, but even with Fell along, I was easily let into town. It was smaller than Dolan, but it was still lively in its own way. Just as the title of a town with pottery would suggest, there's a lot of stores selling pottery right on the streets. This is something to look forward to. Oh, there's the Adventurers Guild. We had entered the Adventurers Guild in the town of Nijoff. Thanks to us arriving in Nijoff faster than planned, the guild's reception desk was empty. If I'm remembering correctly, Oogles did say that he'd let the guild in Nijoff know we were coming, right? Excuse me, I'm Makota. When I said that and flashed my A-rank guild card, the receptionist lady replied, "Please wait," before leaving her seat. Yeah, it looks like Oogle properly contacted them. After a while, a white-haired, bearded, mountain hermit-like man in his 70s revealed himself. Ho ho ho! You are Makota, yes? I heard about you from Oogle and Dolan. I am the guildmaster for the Adventurers Guild in this town of Nijoff. Please call me Joran. Pleased to meet you, and the same to that Fenrir and the others over there. Joran saw that Fell was a Fenrir in one shot. That means he must be pretty powerful. Yeah, well, he was a guildmaster. Pleased to meet you. Now let's talk in my room, shall we? We followed after Joran. We were let through to the guildmaster's room on the 2nd floor, the Adventurers Guild, and I was leisurely served some tea as we took a breather. Next to me, Dora-chan and Sui, who came out of my bag, were set. Fell was sleeping in a corner of the room. Now then, let's talk. Why don't we? You're willing to take some high-ranking quests that have been sitting for a while now, right? Yes. Well, really, Fell's going to be the one doing them. I'm grateful, Sonny. To tell you the truth, there's 2 of them that have been sitting around. One of them... According to Joran, about a month ago, the quarry site for the clay they used for their pottery started being obstructed by a cyclops that had suddenly appeared and no work was able to be done. Moreover, the 3 people that were working there at the time had become its victims, too. It would have been fine if the cyclops left for somewhere after that, but the cyclops developed a taste for humans and so started to just squat in the quarry site. Ooh, that's not good. There was another site for clay, so it was currently being dealt with by having the ceramic workshops limiting their requests for clay. However, there were already complaints being lobbied by the workshops. Apparently, if the situation continued, there was going to start being problems with their work. This town was said to be the town for pottery, so having their source materials for such work being blocked was bad. And also the second one is... According to him, in a forest west of town, there had been a large outbreak of carnivorous plants called evil plants. Apparently, due to the large number of them, that was too dangerous for regular adventurers to get close. The forest west of town was a source for part of the town's firewood for the kilns, so there had been requests for the plants to be exterminated quickly. The first one, the Cyclops, is a one-eyed giant, right? Joran said it was an A-ranked monster. For the second one, the evil plants are C-ranked monsters, but since there's such a large outbreak, it's predicted that there are evolved versions in their midst. By the way, the evolved evil plants are called giant evil plants, and they're twice as big as regular evil plants. It'll most likely be fine with everyone, but I guess I should still ask. Was everyone listening? They want us to exterminate a Cyclops and some evil plants, is that fine? Who do you think you were talking to? Of course it's fine, the Fell immediately replied. A Cyclops, huh? Those slow and dull things aren't even worthy to be my enemies. Of course the evil plants too. Sue would do it too. Dora-chan and Sui also replied using telepathy. Yeah, looks like everyone's on board. Mr. Joran, which of the one of the 2 would you like us to do first? That'd be the evil plants in the forest to the west, Sonny. I don't mind if you save the Cyclops on the quarry site until later, since we have another source of clay. Well then, how far is the forest to the west from here? About 3 hours walk. 3 hours walk, huh? For Fell, that'll be pretty much instant. Then let's just hurry up and finish what we can. That way I can take my time and sightsee. Fell, are you okay with doing it tomorrow? Yeah, that will not be a problem. Dora-chan and Sui, are both of you fine? Of course, Sui is fine. Then I guess we'll be off tomorrow. Then tomorrow we will go and exterminate the evil plants in the forest to the west. Huh? Already? It's nice that you're so fast with your work, Sonny. Ah, right, there was something I wanted to ask. I have a question. What is it? I'd like to rent a single house to stay in while we're here. Is there one? In response to my question, Joran fell a glance. One that will fit a Fenrir? Yes, one that will be able to stay in with my familiars would be nice. There were inns that were okay with familiars, but it seemed like any size of kennel was too constricting for Fel. Fel's our biggest earner, and it's thanks to Fel that my wallet is so thick. Or rather, it's enough money for me to play around my whole life. So even if it's a little expensive, it'd be better to rent a place that can fit Fel. That was the idea that popped into my head while we were traveling from Dolan. If it was just rooms and an inn, the Adventurers Guild could recommend you to any number of them. But if you want to rent a house, it'd be quite the sum. Is that fine? Yes, I know that already. If that's the case, it would be better for the Merchants Guild to show you some places. I'll write you a letter of introduction right now, so just wait a little, Sonny. After a small wait, Joran handed over a written letter of introduction. If you bring this to the reception desk at the Merchants Guild, they should accommodate you a little better. Thank you very much. After inquiring into the location of the Merchants Guild, we left the Adventurers Guild. We arrived at Nijov's Merchants Guild. Since Fel's around, we sure are the center of attention. Let's hurry up and finish our business. I went to the desk and showed my letter of introduction. Please wait a little. The receptionist at the desk left her seat with the letter. After a short while, an older man with a good build and a short mustache who looked to be in his mid-40s came over. Sir Makoto, it is a pleasure meeting you. I am the Nijov Merchants Guild Branch's sub-guildmaster. Please call me Domenico. I will be in your care. Since you have a letter of introduction from the guildmaster of the Adventurers Guild, Joran, normally the guildmaster would be the one who would take care of you, but unfortunately he is out, so I will be in charge of this transaction. Looks like Joran's letter worked wonders. The sub-guildmaster not only came, but he's treated me pretty respectfully, while rubbing both his hands together. Thanks for being so polite. Well then, to get straight to the point, you'd like to rent a single house big enough to stay in with your familiars, correct? Yes, I'm thinking of renting it for about a week to 10 days while I'm in this town. I don't mind if the price is a little high. Domenico, the sub-guildmaster, started confirming the listings by taking out documents from the back. There are 3 listings that would fit with your conditions. 3, huh? That's quite a lot. Domenico started to talk about each of the 3 houses. For the first one, it was Domenico's recommendation, and it was a house that used to be owned by a master of a workshop at 7 LDK Mansion. That is 7 rooms plus living room, dining room, and kitchen. It was also relatively close to the center of town, and also not that far from the Adventurers Guild. It was a little smaller than the other 2, but it was still big enough to easily fit Fel. Since the location of the place was good, the rental fee for this place would be 60 gold per week. 60 gold per week? A mansion? What do you even mean a 7 LDK is small? If that's the case, then just how monstrously big are the other 2? That's what I want to know. And that was cheap too, in comparison to what you you've gotten lately. The second one was a little ways away from the center of town, but it used to be a noble's villa, so it was a huge mansion with a large garden. A 13 LDK! That's almost double the other one! The rooms in the center were also each made to be large, and since it wasn't nobles, the decorations had a gorgeous feeling to them. The houses here were all big, but since it was rather far from the center of town, the rental fee would only be 63 gold for the week. For the third, this one was also rather far from the center of town. It was a 10 LDK mansion that used to belong to a merchant. Since this building was rather old and also even further from the center of town than the last, it was only 45 gold per week to rent it. I know that 45 gold is supposed to be a lot. It is. But considering how much Makoto has earned lately just from the stuff he's sold to the Adventurers Guild and the Merchants Guild from the dungeon, that's chump change to him. Essentially, that is chump change. From what I heard, out of the 3 of them, the first seemed to be the best deal. Most importantly, it was close to the center of town and the Adventurers Guild, and that was enticing to me. Even though Domenico said it was rather small, it was still a 7 LDK, so to me it was a huge mansion. I agree! That seemed like a huge mansion to me! I was like, what is up with this? Seriously! Unless the rooms are really, really small or something, then it doesn't seem like you would think that the building... I wonder how big the building is. That's what I want to know. For now, I told Domenico to show me the first one that I was most interested in, and if I liked it, I would just stay there. This way. Led by Domenico, we had arrived at the first listing. After opening the gate, we stood in its pretty spacious front garden. With many red, yellow, and pink flowers blooming, the garden itself was a little small, but there was also a water fountain. It's a bit modest, but as you can see, it's being properly maintained. Huh? Did he just say that this was a small garden? It's about 2 tennis courts big. Isn't that more than enough space? Oh my god! That's huge. That's big. Well then, please come inside. From the outside, the building itself was quite splendid, and from my point of view, it was like a dream house. The front doors were arched double doors, and even Fel could easily fit through them. Guided by Domenico, everyone entered the house. After entering, we were in the entry hall, which was big enough to surprise us. The sense of openness from an atrium was added to the entry hall, and it was big enough for everyone to be able to sleep just here. This is pretty good. This is pretty spacious. It's great. Yay! It seemed Fel liked it at first glance, and even Dora-chan was mirroring Fel's opinion, so he was also happily bouncing around. There was a spiral staircase set flush into the wall in the wide entry hall. If I'd only ever seen houses with spiral staircases on TV. I know. I'll show you around. We followed Domenico into what seemed to be the living room, appearing to be 30 tatami large. After that was the dining room with a large dining table that might seat 10 people. Not only that, but the chairs had come as a set with a table, had very detailed work in some places, and the design looked very expensive. And then, after the dining room, was the kitchen. However, the size and equipment in the kitchen called to mind a restaurant's kitchen rather than a home kitchen. A magic stove in this place even comes complete with a magic refrigeration unit. The magic stove was the same model that I had, the newest one with 4 burners. As for the magic refrigerator, it was like a small 3 tatami room which just turned into one as it is. Wow, this place, it looks like a celebrity's mansion or something. After that, he showed us the rooms on the second floor, and the master bedroom was 20 tatami large and had an expensive-looking carpet spread out in it. Even had a king-size bed with a canopy. The other rooms on the second floor weren't as large as the master bedroom, but each one had a carpet in them that looked just as expensive as well as a queen-size bed. When it came to houses of this class, of course it would have a bath, and it was about 1.5 times bigger than my bath with a flower pattern. If I recall, ones with art on them are expensive, right? Noticing my surprise, Domenico said a little boastfully, baths of this size don't come around often, but this is the town of pottery after all. It's true that this town makes bathtubs from what I heard, as expected for the town of pottery. It looked like all 3 of my familiars liked this place, and of course I did too. Not only was it close to the center of town, it was also fairly close to the Adventurers Guild, and having huge spacious rooms like this, along with a massive kitchen with its amazing equipment, was like a house straight out of my dreams. It was a perfect house. I'm surprised you don't outright buy it. I don't even know if we can. For now, I signed a contract to rent this house for 1 week. Okay, then the fee will be 60 gold. I handed the payment over to Domenico. Yes, I have certainly received your payment of 60 gold. This is the key to the house. If you would like to extend your rental, please do us the favor of coming to the Merchants Guild. After handing over the key to me, Domenico returned to the Merchants Guild. Starting from today, this place will be our base for a week. Feels like I'm a celebrity already. Alright, it's just about time for dinner, so let's hurry up and try out this kitchen. What should I make? I should make that. The thing that I held back on making since the smell will be so strong. This house is detached. And if it's here, we're separated from our neighbors, so it seemed like it'd be fine. Now that I remembered it, I really want to eat it. I'm making that for today's dinner. What is it? A spacious kitchen just feels so good. I'll be making something for the masses, though. The dish I'll be cooking is something that could be said to be the food of the Japanese masses. Curry. Isn't curry an Indian dish normally? Of course, it was one of my all-time favorites. Man, I've been wanting to eat this ever since I came to this world. I've made curry-flavored tandoori chicken, but just having curry flavor alone means it's something completely different. I like curry a lot, so I've been to specialized curry places and also tried curry made by an actual Indian person. And those restaurant curries were also delicious. However, in the end, what I returned to was homemade curry. It's like the flavor of home that I've gotten used to but never bored of. Or actually, I think curry just really fits a Japanese person's palate. In the end, I'll be making a completely normal homemade curry just like usual. First thing is to get ingredients from my online supermarket. I already have potatoes and onions, so I just bought carrots and the all-important curry roe. I bought 2 kinds. Those last couple of years, using 2 different kinds have been my recipe. That way the flavors become more abundant. I felt it was just something of a habit for me. The first curry roe I'd be using has been locked in for a while now, and that was the long-selling curry roe with apple and honey in it. This one's been used by my parents too, and I just feel like it's good. I've tried using other curry roes, but I really do just come back to this one every time. And the other curry I use depends on my mood, like a new product or something. Today, let's use this, a curry roe from a G-rank company marked as premium. This one's got some richness to it, and I like it quite a bit. Considering Fel and the others, I've chosen the spicy versions of each of them. Ah, there's this too. I made this before, and it's both simple and really delicious. While looking for this selection of curry roe, I happened upon a dry keema curry roe from a company famous for their spices. I'd made it before, and it was both really easy and really delicious. It went well with rice or even bread. I definitely like to make this to store for later, and so I decided to make some dry keema curry. Let's see, the last time I made it, the back of the box said that the basic ingredients were mixed ground meat, onions, tomato, and carrots, right? Let's make it the same way with this time, so all I needed is the dry keema curry roe and tomatoes. Looks like this is it. I checked out everything in my cart. Great, let's start cooking. First up is the meat, definitely the meat for the homemade curry. I'll be using thinly cut orc meat, and for the keema curry, I'll use bloody hornbull and orc mixed ground meat. Once I cut the curry thinly, I'd use the mincer to grind it up. I prepared a large amount of both types of meat. Then I started to make the homemade curry first. Hold on, let me just see. I'll keep going for a little bit longer. First, peel the potatoes and the carrots. Cut the potatoes into all small bite-sized chunks and the carrots into ginkgo cuts. As for the onions, halve them before cutting them thinly. Start sweating the onions in an oiled pan, and once the onions go half transparent, add in the orc meat. Since Phil and the others are here too, add in extra meat and keep cooking. When the meat changes color, add in the potatoes and carrots and lightly cook once again before adding in water and setting it to boil. While scooping out the lye, once the water starts boiling, lower the heat and let it simmer until the potatoes and curries become soft. Once that happens, turn off the heat for a while and melt both types of curry roe into the pot. When the roe is completely dissolved, turn on the burner and set it to low heat to simmer until some water evaporates and the whole thing gains some thickness to finish out the dish. What a nice smell. I wonder why the smell of curry stirs the appetite so much. I want to put the curry on some freshly steamed rice right now and chow down, but no, I need to endure. I have to make the dry keema curry. It smells strange. It really does. It's like nothing I've ever smelled before. Ah, Sui knows this smell. Sui smelled this before. Lured by the smell of curry, my three familiars came into the kitchen. Yeah, curry really does have a strong smell. Still though, Sui's got quite the memory. Looks like it remembers the tandoori chicken I made before. Today's dish is called curry. It's a really incredible popular food back where I'm from. And is it good? I like it, so I'd say it's delicious. But for you guys, just try it out. And if you don't like it, I can just grill some meat. They ate the tandoori chicken I made before, but this time is real curry. Although I do kind of wonder how the spiciness will go over with them. I don't think that if I remember correctly, Sui doesn't really like spice too much. It smells strange, but I do not hate the smell. I understand. I will try it. Yeah, I'm excited. It's my first time eating this. Sui will eat too. Wait, everyone's already fully ready to eat it? I was going to serve it once the dry keema curry was done, but I guess there's nothing for it. After piling on some rice on their deep dishes, I poured a lot of curry on top. Here. I served all three of them the curry. This is a little spicy, but I do not hate it. While saying that, Fel was eating greedily, his face messy with brown. Oh, it really is spicy, but it's good. I like this. Looks like Dora-chan likes it unexpectedly. Just like Fel, Dora-chan was eating greedily, his face stained brown. It's spicy, but Sui can take this much. It's got a lot of smells and a lot of taste, so Sui thinks it's good. Sui also likes this. I may need some sweeter roe, but still chose the spicy kind, so I was wondering how it would go over, but it looks like Sui was fine with it. I was a little worried about making curry here since it uses so many spices, but it looks like it's going over well. Or rather, it looks like I'll be able to keep making curry from now on, huh? Great! Okay then, while everyone's eating, I should finish up this dry keema curry. Mince the onions, tomatoes, and carrots. Then start off by sauteing the minced onions in an oiled frying pan until it turns clear. Next, add in the carrots and keep cooking. Once the carrots have wilted a little, add in the mixed ground meat and keep cooking. When the meat changes color, add in the minced tomatoes and keep cooking while crushing the tomatoes. Stop the heat for a moment and add in the dry keema curry while mixing well. Once done mixing, turn on the heat and start cooking on low heat until the tomatoes lose all their water, making sure not to burn the dish. Oh, this dry keema curry looks really good too. Something new. Give me that too. Me too. Suey too. I already served them seconds of the curry while I was making the dry keema curry, though. I was going to save this for later. Oh, fine. After once again molding some rice into their deep dishes and adding a lot of the dry keema curry on top, using that as a topping would make it taste better, I think. I quickly got some eggs with my skill. As a topping, add an egg yolk right in the middle. Breaking the yolk, I mixed up the dry keema curry and served it here. Everyone started eating. Oh, it's several levels spicier than the last one, I feel, but it is good with the egg mixed in. I prefer this one. So Fel likes the dry keema curry more, huh? Seems like adding the egg yolk was a good idea. Yeah, this one's really spicier than the last one, but since the egg yolk is mixed in, it doesn't feel too spicy. This one's good too. I like both. So this one works for Dora-chan too. Seems like he just likes the taste of curry. Thanks to the eggs, Suey can eat it, but Suey thinks this is a little too spicy. So it's too much for Suey. This one's medium spicy after all. Adding in some grated apples might make it easier to eat for Suey. I'll try that out next time I make it. Now then, I should dig in too. First is the homemade curry. Pour on some of the spicy smelling curry on top of this white rice. There. Oh, I forgot something important. I brought some vegetables pickled in with soy sauce of my skill and added to my curry. It's perfect. Let's see, a bite. Oh, this flavor. It's the flavor. Yeah, curry is great. I usually make it medium spicy, but mild is good too. There's no world in which this dense, spicy flavor wouldn't go well with rice. With the pickled vegetables as a palate cleanse, man, my appetite just goes and goes. After putting down a whole plate in a flash, it was on to the dry keema curry. More. I want this one with the egg in it. Suey wants more too. Suey wants the gooby one. I'm good already. I ate a little too much. Fine. Dry keema curry for Fel and homemade curry for Suey, right? And Dora-chan had 2 plates of homemade and dry keema curry, so he's good, I see. After serving Fel and Suey in their extra portions, I served up my own portion of dry keema curry. Let's see. Oh, this one's great too. My egg yolk topping was right on the money. It's round and softens. It rounds and softens the dish. It's delicious. Today I just used raw egg yolk, but parboiled egg might be good too. Yeah, it's great. Ha! I totally ate. Even after that, Fel and Suey had more, and both the homemade and dry keema curry was cleaned out. I should have made a little more. I was a little hesitant about how the curry would be received, so I made a little less. That was a mistake. Even though I was thinking that putting some dry keema curry in a bread roll to make a curry dog would be a good idea. Putting some melty cheese on top seems delicious too. I should have made a little more of the dry keema curry. Okay, let us end this one off here. I'll see you guys in the next video.